All right, I want to show you 3 easy ways that you can customize type, especially headlines or larger text in Canva that will really up-level your designs. The first one is going to be this love, the highlight low light option. You can see there's kind of a shadowing or a highlight in that brighter color on the top. The second one is going to be this color blocked happy birthday. And the third one we're going to create is this layered pattern on the letter B. So with that, let's get right into it. The highlight low light option. The first thing that we want to do is create a text box. And I'm going to do that by hitting the text button on the left-hand tools panel and then go ahead and adding in a heading. At this point, we need to get it into the right font. I used a script font, but you can very easily create this same effect in any type of font, okay? The highlight low light option is really versatile when it comes to the type of font you're using. So the one that I used for the word love is called playlist script right here. So if you can't find this, you'll want to search it up here in the search box. But I'm going to go ahead and select playlist script, and then I'm going to double click so I get all my text highlighted. And this will give me the option to delete it and then type the word love. And I used a lowercase l for this one. I want to make it quite a bit bigger so that we can really see what we're working with. And because most of the time when we add textured options, we want to use it on headline text, and headline text is usually larger. So the first thing we're going to do, this is our shadow or our low light, then we're going to go ahead and make another one. We can do that by hitting Command C or Control C on our keyboard and then pasting it, which is Command V or Control V. But the other way that we can do it is just go up to these 2 little boxes in the top right corner, as long as what we want to copy is selected with that blue bounding box, and just hit another one. Right now it kind of looks like a hot mess. That's okay. That top one is selected, and at this point we're going to go ahead and change its color. And so we'll go up to the text color, which is the A with the little rainbow bar below it. We'll click there and hit that hot pink. You can choose any color you want, but hot pink matches what we did before. And then we'll just adjust it slowly with our cursor to create us what I call a low light. And that means that it's basically a shadow. The black or darker color would be in the background. The reason that we call it low light and not shadow is that we could change that black to be a different color, maybe a darker pink. But you always, when it's low lighted, you want that darker color in the back. Now, if we want to create the highlight option, let's go ahead. I'll make a copy of this so you can see the difference. So now we've got 2. If we want to create a highlight option, meaning that the highlight color or the lighter option is in the back, what you'll do is select that lighter color and then go back up to position and move it backward. And you can see all of a sudden that creates kind of a highlight, which means it's pushing that darker color forward. So that's the highlight low light option. And again, it works great for script fonts or really block slab fonts as well. The next option we want to do is the color block. So remember, this is the happy birthday, and there's 2 different tools that we're going to use to create this option. Let's go ahead and get our text in there first. So I'll click add a heading, and then we'll want to change our text type. And this one is called knee wave, and it starts with K. K-N-E, I think. Let's hope that it pops up for me. Knee wave right here. So with add a heading, I want to make it all caps. I'm just going to hit my caps lock button on my keyboard and then type in happy birthday. Okay, this is fairly close together in this spacing. In the color blocking, we want that the box to hang a little bit below. So with our text, we're going to select it all, and then we're going to go up here, remember, to our type tool and use the spacing. And instead of changing the letter, remember this is the distance between the letters, we want to change the line height and increase it just a little bit. And then I also want to increase the size. Let's go up to a 48. And then we'll move this up to the top of the screen. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the happy birthday, and we just have to put in the color blocks, which is where we get our second tool. We'll go over to the Elements tool on the left-hand toolbar and select just this basic gray square. I like to size it down to create my rectangle, and then I drag it up and lay it over the top of my type. And I like it to extend off the ends a little bit, but kind of only go halfway up. That kind of gives the illusion of it sitting on top of that color. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate. You can use your shortcut keys if that's easier. And then I'm going to line out this block, and obviously I'm going to need to extend it because birthday is a little bit longer word than happy. Now you can see this one is already behind the word happy because you can read all the letters, but this block is actually in front of the letters, so it covers up our birthday. What we'll want to do is move the type and go position and put it all the way to the back so that we can see both blocks. And here's where we'll choose our color. So you'll select the first block and go up to the top left where we see this color block. Click that one, and we used, I think it's the pink on top. We'll put pink on top for this round. And then we'll go ahead and select the second color block and select the yellow. And then at that point, what we'll do is position them in the back. And the way that we do that is we'll select the block that we want to push to the back, go up to position in the top right hand corner, and hit backward. Now you can see that we've got a pretty good looking block. The one trick though is this extends just a little bit on either side. This one extends a lot because it's the same size. So now I'm just going to take my type and drag it off, and I'm going to shorten up this pink square just a little bit so that the letters look like they kind of are equal distant from the side of each color block, if that makes sense. So there's our color blocked happy birthday. Now for our layer pattern. I have talked with you guys about this a little bit before, but I wanted to show you some of the cool things you could do with some of the textures. So this will take the elements tool quite a bit. We'll go out of the shapes, but first we'll go to elements on the left-hand toolbar and go up to shapes. You'll probably see it like this first. So then you'll click see all, and we'll select ourselves a rectangle. Remember, it's that patterned B on top of the purple box. So there's our rectangle. Then we'll click out of our shapes panel up here at the top, and we want to go down to the frames. Earlier in the course, I talked with you about the cool things that you could create with these letters where we can drop images into them, and that's what we're going to do here. So we'll need to select the B, and I actually need 2 of those, but we're just going to use the one right now. So the first thing that we're going to do is create the colors for that B. So if we'll scroll back up to the top here for a second so you can take a look at it. We've got the darker purple, a bright yellow, and then a striped B. So that's what we're going to create. So this color, we'll click on this and select the image B, and then we'll click up here, and this darker purple color, the number is, the hex code for it is AF3F84. Okay. And let's see, that actually is supposed to be our box. So we'll click that, the box. And then this yellow color is just the basic yellow on the B. There we go. I have it right now. I'm going to size this B down just a little bit so it fits inside our box really nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy, use your shortcut keys if you want on your keyboard, but I'm going to duplicate that B. So I've got it selected, and I'll duplicate it here. And it looks like a hot mess again. That tends to happen as we're working with customizing text. Here's where I show you what we can do with adding in a stripe. Now at the top, before you started the video, there was a link where you could have downloaded this stripe. And so what you'll go ahead and do is, if you haven't already uploaded it, you'll remember back to when I taught you how to upload things into Canva. So what you'll do is you've downloaded the stripe, you go to the uploads button, and my stripe's right here. I've uploaded some other things since then, but my stripe is right here. You'll go ahead and hit the upload button. That will bring up wherever you saved it, that file, that pop-up window, and you'll go ahead and upload that and get it to load in. What I'm going to do now though, remember this was one of those image Bs. So I'm going to take my stripe, click, hold, and drag it till it hovers over and it kind of pops in there, and let it go. Now we've got a striped B all by itself. And so straight over the top would make it just a really cute striped B. Or if we want to give it that 3D effect, we slide it back just a little bit so that the plain yellow B pokes out the front. Or we could even play around a little bit and position it just a touch off, which would make it kind of look like it's popping out towards the upper right. So that's where you position the stripe is totally up to you. You'll see though that sometimes these lines that cut off right where the little holes in the B are, they kind of loosen out. And so sometimes you might want to just make sure that those align just slightly with where that edge is so that you don't have it showing, kind of making it look like part of the lines don't really exist. So that's how you would recreate that patterned B. A little bit later in this section of the course, I will show you how to create some patterns, which is something that we use in Illustrator a whole lot. But this is a little bit of a workaround that you can create in Canva so you can get that super experienced graphic design expert look without having to spend a lot of time learning all the ins and outs of Illustrator tools or paying a little bit pricier subscription fee for access to Adobe Illustrator.